stand on the tower as people getting home too.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like we might be live. So hello and welcome. Now I'm just checking, my bit rate's running very slow at the moment. Okay, if you can hear me, just let's have a quick look. I'm going to come out in front. And hello and welcome again to my new trees, okay, my new favourite trees. And today's stream is all about, doesn't matter how bad the conditions are, if you can find a good location, we can get good shots. Okay, now, yeah, I'm just looking at it's coming good now. I think the stream's starting to come good now. So how's the audio?
Sounds great.
Sounds good. So I've got Matt out here with me today. So Matt's got his Olympus camera, so we might have a bit of a play around with that later. Play around with some of his neutral density filters. Today I'm gonna experiment a little bit. I want to do some really long exposures, and I want to get a few different shots as well, rather than the standard shot. But yeah, like I always mention, that if you can find a nice location, doesn't matter what weather you've got. Okay, a good subject will beat the weather any day. And like that, that looks nice. We don't need all that colour sometimes. Just the reflections and those trees look bloody amazing. Okay, so Ultimate, hello, welcome. Ultimate, Scotty, Linda, Birdman, hello and welcome. Welcome to another live stream. What have we got? Good afternoon. Hello everyone in the chat. Sounds good. Sounds good. OMG, I'm missing out on the perfect weather. It's a glass off. We were walking out here and it is absolutely glassy. We're not going to get any epic colour today. Yeah, we're not going to get colour. There is a slither of clear sky on the very horizon, but I don't think we're going to get colour. But today we're going to do some long exposures. Got my filters. We've got no wind, so the wind, it's going to help with these trees. The trees are going to stay dead still, so we're not going to have to worry about the wind moving the trees. So we might play around, and I bought my remote trigger as well, so we can do up to 2 to 3 minute long exposures if we want to, which I will probably do. So hello and welcome to everyone who's in here. Let me know what the reception's like. It's not showing up really good on the back of my phone, but I know the reception out here is good. Anyway, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Let me just grab this and give a cheers to the camera. So I like it when Matt comes along with me, because Matt brings me beer. And beer makes every photo shoot a little bit more exciting. So thank you. It was a long walk. We did the big walk today. So thank you, Matt. So everyone give a thumbs up to Matt. Give Matt a thumbs up for bringing out a beer. Okay, so just keep me up to date with the audio and everything. Because yeah, looking at the back of my phone, reception is good, but yeah, the stream just doesn't seem to be running as good as it should. Reception good here. G'day Donna, welcome. Welcome and thank you. Good reception here. All right, good. Now I'm going to start taking some photos. And what I'm going to do is we're going to use, I might even put on 2 filters to tell the truth, and see if we can get like a 2 or 3 minute exposure. Let me just have a look at what's happening on the back of the camera for starters. And I'll show you a little formula. Oh yeah, easy. Do I have a filter on at the moment? No, good, okay. The light is very dull. So what I'm doing, I'll give you a quick rundown on how to manually calculate a filter. So I'm going to put on a 10 stopper, and if we look at the back of the camera, okay, I'm at 1/30th of a second, and it's very underexposed. Now, if I put a 10 stop filter on right now, that will give me a 30-second exposure, and that's what it's going to look like. So if I halve that, if we go down to a 15th of a second, a 10-stop filter will then give us a 1 minute exposure. If I go down and halve that again to around about a 6th or an 8th, I'll be able to get a 2 minute long exposure with my 10 stopper on. So we're going to do that. I'm going to have to get Matt to count for me. So that's how you calculate it. If you get a 30th of a second, a 10 stop filter will give you a 30-second exposure. And if you sort of halve it from there, so I'm going to get set up first. I don't like the way the trees are lined up. Let me get myself into position a bit better. To really sink this into the sand. We're going to zoom in a fair bit. Wow. I love this spot. Manually focus. Right, I'm just going to get that shot now while we're here. So F14, I've manually focused on the tree. We're at 1/6 of a second. Here's our first shot. And look at that. Let me show you the first shot for the night. With no filters. There's the first shot with no filters on. There's a little bit of colour there, so it looks alright. Yeah. So I want to put on, there's not much movement in the clouds. So by not having much movement in the clouds, I don't know, what I want is the sky to streak. So as the long exposure goes, we'll get those skies, the clouds to streak a little. Now let me get set up again. Just focusing on the tree. Okay. Now, so let me get set up. I haven't used my trigger for a while. I need to get this off to the side to get my trigger in. Now, I usually use my phone as my timer, but because my phone is doing the live stream, this might be a bit trickier than I thought. Let me go and get set up first. Yeah, I'll get Matt to give the timer. So because we're going to be doing a 2 minute long exposure, I'm going to get Matt to time it for me. Let me grab my trigger out.
You want a 2 minute time?
Yeah, we'll go 2 minutes. I'll get my trigger and my timer. So thank you and welcome to everyone who's in here. Let me get set up, then I'll come and have a quick chat. So yes, 10 stop filter, 1/30th of a second. Without a filter, put on a 10 stop filter, and 1/30th of a second will turn into 30 seconds. So then if you half that, a 15th of a second will give you a 1 minute exposure. Half that again to get a 2 minute exposure, and you want to be around about that 1/7, 1/6 of a second.
And that's to try and get more colour out of the sky?
To get movement in the clouds, yeah. So what we're trying to do with a long exposure is, as the clouds move, they'll streak.
Right.
So, so when you watched my last video, when I did the fake long exposure, yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do it all in camera. Now I've got to be careful here because we are standing in water. So I've just got to be careful I don't drop anything.
And that filter basically lowers the amount of light coming in.
Exactly.
So the camera compensates.
Yep. So the filter that I've got, it cuts out 10 stops of light.
Okay.
So 10 stops of light. So if we look through this now.
Much darker. And you don't want to bump it, that's why you've got the...
It's pitch black.
Yeah, wow.
So even if I go all the way up to a 30-second exposure, you can just start to see. So then we'll double it and we'll have like a 2 minute exposure. So any movement will create like a blur.
Ah, I see. Because I put the ND filter on that and it was black and I went, oh, I have to compensate. So I just compensated all the way up.
Yeah, so that's where you turn down your shutter speed.
I see.
So we'll do that soon. We'll Matt's got one of the Olympus OM cameras. What is it, the OM1?
It's an OM5.
OM5. So they've got built-in ND filters. So we'll have a bit of a play with Matt's camera soon. Get my remote trigger in. Now, make sure I don't drop this in the water. Bit sketchy. This is live streams. You get to see me drop stuff in the water. Now, what I need to do is actually compose my shot before I put the filter on. But I can sort of see what I'm going to do, just so I can see my composition. I'm going to turn my aperture all the way down, turn my ISO up. And that's still not going to help because we've sort of hit the limit. So we're going to wing it. Get my focus right first. Yeah, let me just quickly take that off. So compose everything before you put your filter on. Get everything set up. So I'm focused on that tree. Just manually focus on the tree. Okay, just check my composition. That looks pretty good. I do want a little bit more sky. So what I'm going to do is just really get those streaks in the sky. Aim it up to about there. So compose your shot first. Get all your settings dialed in. Okay, good. Now I'm going to put my filter on without touching my autofocus or my manual focus ring. And now I'm going to switch over into bulb mode. So if you want to do any exposures longer than 30 seconds, that's where bulb mode comes in. So bulb mode, you hold down the trigger, count to 2 minutes, release the trigger. So that's how bulb mode works. So we'll go into bulb mode. Yep. Dial in F14. All right, ready to start the timer?
Yep. Tell me when.
Ready, set, go. Now that didn't, oh God, it just went then.
Try again.
Nah, just let it go. Yeah, I haven't used this trigger for a while. And this is why I need a new camera. That's why I need a new camera. So if Canon's listening...
That connection's a bit...
Yeah, the connections. And that's what I mean, like it's starting to get old. There's corrosion on some of the metal parts. Okay, so we've got that running at 2 minutes. Now let me catch up with the chat. We've got 2 minutes to catch up on chat. Where are we up to? Ultimate. Regretting not going out this afternoon. Scotty. Yes, hello to everyone. Did you get the shots of the meteor showers? No, I didn't. I did hear about the meteor showers, but I just didn't get out. Is that your new toy? No, don't have my new toy yet, but hopefully soon. Too cloudy here for the meteors. Yeah, it was. Last night wasn't too bad, but yeah, tonight's no good. A Nikon Z, yes, well, I've been playing with the Nikons a bit. Hello, Kerry, and welcome. Yes, I've had a bit of a play with the Nikons lately, and they are very good. So, yes, welcome, Kerry. Donna, get a Sony. Yeah, look, I get to play with everyone's cameras. That's the beauty of my job. I do get to play with all these new cameras. Okay, we're nearly there. See if my calculations are right. So I'll go a little bit longer. So that's 2 minutes. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, still a little bit underexposed. I'm going to take another shot. What I'll do, I don't want to move the camera, so I will bring the phone down to show you my first one. All the highlights are under control, which is good. We can go even longer. We're losing light quickly, so as we lose light, our exposures will get longer. G'day Diane, hello and welcome. The weather is beautiful. It's a bit chilly, but it is absolutely glassy at the moment. There is no wind whatsoever. The sky's got just enough colour in it. So there's my 2 minute long exposure. So you'll see the sky's got some nice streaking in it. And because there's no wind, those trees are dead still as well. So I'm going to do another one. So that was 2 minutes. Now we'll probably go up to 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Because we would have lost a little bit more light. So now we'll do a nice 3 minute long exposure. But have a look at that for a view. Look at that. That's, yeah. All right, let's do a 3 minute one. That'll give me time to scull half my beer. All right, let's get back into live view. One thing with the old SLR's cameras, they have a thing that's called mirror slap. So if you shoot in live view, you don't get the mirror slap. So in live view, all right, you ready?
Yep.
Set, go. Hang on, that took one shot. What happened there? Let's go again. Ready, set, go. No, it's not liking it. Let me just reconnect this trigger. Try again. Okay, there we go, we got it. All right, keep everything dead still. And we'll let that go for 3 minutes. So 3 minute long exposure. That's a very long, yeah. So a 10 stop filter, especially when it's overcast like this, you'll get some nice long exposures.
That's like a nighttime shot.
It is, yeah. Weather looking good, does look good. Yeah, Sony, Nikon, Canon, Olympus, Panasonic, they're all good. Every camera, these days, cameras are irrelevant. They are all good. I have not dealt with a bad camera. I did a one-on-one session yesterday and they'd just picked up a Nikon D3200 that was in really good condition. And even that thing takes amazing photos.
I had the 5100.
The 5100, yeah, yep. I know Leslie just traded in her, well, didn't trade it in, she's just upgraded to a new mirrorless. But her old D7200, amazing photos. It's just, you just got to know how to use it. You just got to know how to use it. So let me show you how to use yours.
Well, I've got the ND filter on.
You got the ND filter on.
And then it's got to be in either manual or bulb or...
Okay, yep.
Otherwise you can't put it in ND filter. It's in bulb at the moment.
All right. Let's
But I wasn't sure what settings to have it on.
Let's get you over here a little bit closer. We'll get you a good composition now that you're here. So what we'll do, let's go to about there. What we'll do with your one, let's just do it in manual and let's do a 30-second exposure. Exposure compensation. Okay, let's get you down to about f16. Get your shutter speed down to 6 seconds. We could probably even go more. Let's go up to f20. 30 seconds is a bit too much. Wow, look at that on the back of the camera. That looks good. Oh, it's
yeah,
okay. It's actually it's like a live view.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay, I get it. So let's just refocus on the tree. I just want to get your horizon straight. It's a good thing with these mirrorless cameras, you see everything. Yeah. So now now you've got a 15-second exposure. So if you hit that now, have you got a 2-second timer? Up here, we'll just put a 2-second timer on. How do we do that on this?
Yeah, if you push.
Just press it once.
Oh, I thought it was this one.
Is it that one?
Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, that's your
Oh,
timer.
that's my timer. That's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look at that shot. Try not to move anything. Yeah, that's nice. Still dark, but it's looking nice. And that's just because we're losing light. So let me show you that shot. So this one's at a 3 minute long exposure.
Are you doing it again?
Not yet. I'll just bring the people down to have a look. So now we've done a 3 minute long exposure, and that's that one. So now we're getting those really streaky clouds. Still got a bit of colour, and the reflections are beautiful. So what we'll do now, the only thing I don't like about these super long exposures, you do get hot pixels.
Where it's sort of over.
Where they overheat, yeah. Although it's not too hot out here at the moment, we should be okay. Looks good. Are you out on the mud flats? Yes, out on the mud flats again. If somebody will rob a bank and then go mirrorless, yeah, they're bloody expensive. They're not cheap. But yeah, look, we're almost there. We need one. We do. We need a mirrorless. I'm still debating as to which one I'll get. So let's do another one. Do you want to put your time? Let's go 5 minutes. Let's go 5. Did that work? Yeah, it did. Just checking that my trigger's working. Okay, ready, set, go. No, trigger's playing up. There it goes. God, I need my trigger working for stormy season. I can't get lightning without my trigger.
I don't know how you do the timer in this mode. I know how to do it in auto.
Oh, okay.
It does, usually you just push that, yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure why it's different when it's in manual.
Let's just try it, as long as we keep everything fairly still. So you get that little bit of wobble. But we'll give that a try anyway. It should still be okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, with the
really
two...
good anti-shock, although it is in the ND mode.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
Oh, look at that. There's a slither. We're probably right on sunset. What's the time?
5:20.
Yeah, it is sunset in about a minute. How did that look? Yeah, see, that still looks nice.
Yeah.
And then as it gets darker, get your aperture. We can get your aperture all the way up to f22. Get your shutter speed up to 30 seconds. And then we'll give that one. Yeah, I wonder why it doesn't.
Don't know. It definitely does it in auto, but I'm not sure about.
Too many functions on these cameras. That's the problem.
I've never done it in manual.
Yeah. All right. So hopefully everyone's enjoying the stream. It's super long exposures tonight. For now, anyway. I will take the filter off soon because just in case we get that splash of colour at sunset. Love a nice long exposure. So do I. I really like my long exposures. They're just, especially on days like this where you haven't got a super lot of colour. Long exposures just make it look really interesting. While you do such long exposure, have a good look at to splash the waves. Yeah. Would it look good to splash the waves? I'll sort of want that glassy, like with a long exposure, it's going to smooth out anything. So any waves will turn into just smoothness. So the clouds are moving, yeah.
That's the first one, that's the second.
Oh, there you go, the 30 seconds makes the difference.
Okay.
Scotty, I have a R7, but would love a full frame like the R6 Mark II. Yeah, R6 Mark II is what I'm looking at. But don't have, they're expensive. They are expensive. Yeah, I know Ultimate's looking for full frame as well. Linda, I use the Canon phone app. Yeah, I do use the phone app, but I can't do it when I'm live streaming, which I might have to use that for my my remote trigger when the lightning, because we're almost at stormy season. We're almost in stormy season.
Yeah, a little bit of sun coming through there at the moment.
Kath. Hello, Kath. I might have missed you early on. It's our daughter's birthday today, so give her a thumbs up as well in the comments. Yeah, our daughter's 17 today. One of our daughters, 17th. So as a birthday present, I got out of the house for her. I left her alone. Nah, I'll get back and I'll catch up with her when I get home. Lighting an issue. Lightning use an intervalometer. Yeah, I do a remote trigger with my lightning. So what I do is I hold down the trigger. Once the lightning strikes, I release the trigger. It's that simple. Just put it into bulb mode, hold your trigger down. As soon as you see that lightning, you just release the trigger. Because lightning's so bright, you just capture it, yeah. If you find that you're holding your trigger down for more than a minute, then I'll take it off and then I'll go again. And that's when you always get the strike, the second you let it go. Donna, Sony, the 7R5 is brilliant. Yeah, look, the Sonys are really good cameras. They really are. The R7 is a very good camera. It is a very good camera. G'day, Suzanne. How are you? And welcome. Welcome, Suzanne.
So you got 40 seconds to go.
40 seconds for my long exposure. Do you use photo pills? No, I don't. I use the photographer's ephemeris. I haven't made the switch to photo pills yet. I'm planning a video on all the apps that I use shortly. So I'll go through the apps that I use. I'm very minimal with apps. All I want to know is the weather, the wind and the tides, and that's it. I don't use cloud apps. All right, so let me... So how long has this been going for? 5 minutes. Okay, and there's our 5-minute exposure. So let me show you that one. So if you want to see what a 5-minute long exposure looks like, let me show you. It's going to look exactly like the other two. But no, we'll have a little bit... we will have a little bit more movement in the clouds, we will. So let me show you a 5-minute long exposure. And that's a 5-minute long exposure. So you just get more streaks in the clouds. So all those clouds create that movement. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So what I might do now is I'm going to take my filter off, because now that we're losing light,
Don't need it so much.
and now that I've done my 5-minute long demonstration, so anyone who's just joined in, if you go back to the start of the video, when I'm finished, I'll show you the calculations. Basically the calculation is if you're using a 10-stop filter, work off a 30th of a second. So if you can get your camera at a 30th of a second, as soon as you put a 10-stopper on, that 1/30th of a second translates to 30 seconds with a 10-stop. Okay. So if you want to go from 30 seconds to 1 minute, you then half the exposure time. Okay, so rather than a 30th of a second, you go down to a 15th of a second. Okay. So it's letting more light in.
Yep. Okay.
Because yeah, once you get over 30 seconds, your camera won't see through the filter. So yeah, they sort of, most cameras have a built-in limit of 30-second exposure that you'll see on your live screen. Once it gets beyond 30 seconds, you'll get a little exposure warning. Yeah, it's too dark. Yeah. Let me go back. Kerry, yes, happy birthday, Simone. Linda, yep, love the long exposures, good to hear. Neil is in touch. Yes, I did speak to the weather gods earlier today and they didn't listen to me. But I didn't want epic colour, to tell the truth. I've been here before with epic colour. I wanted something different. And the whole purpose of this stream was just get out and shoot, regardless of the conditions. If it's starting to look grey and overcast, just get out, find a composition that you like, find a composition that you know works, and honestly, these trees look good in any light, I reckon. I reckon they look good in any light. Okay, I'm going to take my 10-stopper off. Now, what else was I? Oh, I was going to do some ICM, some intentional camera movement. Something I haven't covered yet, which I will. I have an old... Look, it's one of those things, with photography, try everything. And trust me, I've tried everything.
That's how you learn, isn't it?
That's how you learn, yep. ICM, your super fast, the water droplets, long exposures, off-camera flash, on-camera flash, sports, wildlife. Try everything. And I have an old ICM photo that I absolutely love. Where did I put my filter? But it's just one of those things that it's kind of, once you've got it, you've got it. With ICM. So yes, we'll do some quick ICM. I'll give you a, might be too dark for that, to tell the truth. ICM does work better during the day when you've got a little bit of light. Now, Now I'm just going to put my UV filter back on. Again, I only use a UV filter just to protect my lens. And that is it. Especially when I'm sort of out remote, walking through mangroves and beaches and... Why isn't that screwing on? There it goes. Yes, I only use a UV filter. I will take my UV filter off occasionally for astro. If I'm trying to get starbursts, I'll take the filter off. They can affect your starburst sometimes. Let's have a look, just catch up on the chat. Oh, happy birthday to Ultimate Sun on Monday. Happy birthday to Ultimate Sun. Which sun is that? Is that Tinky or Cora? No, just being silly. Good info. Yes. Happy birthday to your son, Ultimate. Was looking good earlier today. Yeah, it was looking good earlier today, and that's why I sort of planned the stream, because it was looking really good. And it's sort of on those rare occasions here in Hervey Bay, the cloud actually built up. Normally it breaks up. Normally you get cloud and then it disappears. Today was the opposite. I'm not going to do ICM, we've lost too much light now. ICM, intentional camera movement, for those that are wondering. ICM, intentional camera movement. Now I'm going to zoom in on these trees. I do like that. That slither of orange on the horizon is something I haven't got before. And that's the great thing about photography. Every time you go out, it's always different. Okay, I haven't got this shot before. So go back to my timer. So I'm back into manual mode. I've taken my bulb mode off. I'm just watching my histogram now. And if I go too far, when you've got that slither of light on the horizon, it is easy to overexpose. So I'm just keeping my histogram under control, focused on the trees. Around about 3 seconds now. And there's that shot. So let me show you the difference between a long exposure and just a standard exposure. So there's my last shot at 3 seconds. Which way are we going? And that's the long exposure. Okay, so all the movement in the clouds. That one is going to appear very bright. That's because I'm keeping my highlights under control. This one is very dark. Even at 5 minutes, we weren't letting a lot of light in, to tell the truth. So yeah, when it gets this dark, I usually ditch the ND filters. Are good during the day. Wow, Matt's shot's nice. Let me show you Matt's shot. Matt's just got a really nice shot of a lone tree. He's been listening to my streams. Let me show you Matt's. Matt's got the Olympus. Look at that. That looks really nice. I might steal that shot. I might steal that shot off him. Yeah, there's just enough colour on the horizon to make it kind of nice. Are you at Point Vernon near your tree? Yeah, I'm at the 4 trees. So on the other side of the creek. So still at Point Vernon, but the other side of the creek. Linda, I do ICM when the ball head slips. Yep, exactly. That's how ICM was invented. ICM, it was invented that it wasn't intentional, but then someone looked at their photo and said, oh, that actually looks good. I did that on purpose. And you'd be surprised how many people. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Matt's getting some good shots over here. The aperture priority, yeah. Aperture priority is really good, especially if you're sort of uncomfortable with camera settings and it's all numbers. It's all just numbers, just aperture priority. It is. Aperture priority makes it easy. Nice, Matt. Linda said, nice, Matt. Well done. You might win an international award with those shots. Yeah, look, ICM photos. Yeah, look, it's one of those things that there are some really nice ICM photos. There are some that, when they're done well, they're done well. And I do have one that's done well. Let me try one. Let me just give you a quick idea. No, our shutter speed's too slow. If I bump up my ISO, let's go up to 2000. Now, a little trick with ICM, shoot at f22 because you're not worried about sharpness. Okay, you're not worried about sharpness. In fact, shooting at f22 and having some diffraction probably makes it a little bit better. So f22, I'm at a 1/6 of a second. That's still a little bit too slow. Let me get this off my 1 second timer. And I'm going to do a horizontal one first. So all I'm going to do is basically aim at the horizon and then just fire off as I move the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire off after I start moving the camera. So I'm not going to hold the camera, shoot and then move. I'm actually going to move, shoot and keep moving. So 1/6 of a second. So start moving. And there's our ICM. This is very similar to the one I got, but we had pinks and purples and blues and there's an ICM. Very minimalistic. So I've made the trees disappear.
Nice.
Yeah. And then you can do it up and down. I find up and down works really well in forests. And that's the way I look at ICM. I look at, if I'm dealing with a horizon, then I will usually go horizontal. If I'm dealing with trees or things that are going up and down, then I'll do it vertical. So I don't know how well these trees will work. I want a faster shutter speed. Let's bump our ISO up to 6400. Shutter speed at around about 1/3 of a second. And yeah, it doesn't, you need trees, but this will sort of give you an idea. You get those streaks going up and down. If you can follow a tree trunk or something like that, they look really nice. But yeah, these ones on a beach with a nice sunset, you can get some interesting shots. So I will do another video on ICM one day because there's a few tricks that can be done to get some really nice shots. In fact, I haven't committed to it yet, but I am thinking next week is my 1-year anniversary of the first time I ever did a live stream. So the 3rd of August was my very first live stream. And I was even thinking of doing an entire week of live streams. A whole week of live streams and something different every day. So one day will be landscape, one day will be ICM, one day will be macro, and do it for an entire week. So just a thought at this stage, and I've only got a few days to think about it. But yeah, we might try. Actually, let me go back to my 2-second timer. I'm going to get that shot while that sky's getting very close to blowing out. Yeah, I'm thinking for my 1-year anniversary of live streaming is to do an entire week of live streams. So if you'd like to see me live stream once a week for a whole week, it might be in the morning, it might be in the afternoon, it might be an editing session of a night time. Yeah, to celebrate my 1 year of live streaming. There is lots of colour. You might win an international award with those shots. Absolutely. You got to enter the art awards though to get the ICM, accidental ICM. Yeah, it's not accidental if it's ICM. It's intentional. Outdoor Matt, learning from the master. Yes, Matt. Let me show you some of the shots he's getting. So Matt's out here just soaking up what I'm saying, and look at that. So he's got his nice lone tree, some colour off to the side. Yeah, good, good. The reflections, I love the reflections. Like to think we're, yeah, we're on the mud flats, but you've got this little channel that runs right through.
There's gold right across.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in. But out here, all these reflections on the water, like it's one of those, you've got to be here to appreciate it. It really is. It's amazing out here at the moment. It's not epic, it's not epicness, but it's just nice. Did I hear you say macro? Yes, you heard me say macro. You love it. You know how much I love my macro, but yes, we will do another macro. Sounds good. I'll be down next Friday. Oh, yeah, that's right. Diane's coming down. Yes, definitely hit me up when you're down, Diane. Now, these trees are a long way, but I do have some closer ones that I can bring you out to. Macro is awesome. I do love macro, but I don't have a macro lens. And that's my biggest issue. I'd almost bought one years ago, but it's one of those things that I love macro photography, but I just never got into it. I know the basics, I know how it works, but yeah, I never just invested in that side. I invested more in sports to start with. Sports, weddings, and then landscape. Almost bought the macro when I was doing the weddings, just to get photos of the rings and the cufflinks and all that sort of stuff. Almost, but I sort of made do with what I had. I had the 24-105 has a 1:2 macro function, which is it did the job. It did the job. Yeah, macros, I love them, but yeah, they're not my thing, to tell the truth. But we'll do it. I know how it works. I know how much equipment you actually need to do a good macro, and we will do it. I'm going to try and cover a little bit of everything. But yeah, look, I do recommend that if you want to get into macro photography or astrophotography or things like that, watch the professionals. Don't watch me. Watch the people that actually do it for a job. Like, I'll show you the basics and give you a quick rundown of how it works. Watch the professionals and then invest another $10,000 on the equipment to do it properly. That's pretty much how it works. It's, yeah. Any sort of photography, landscape's easy. Landscape, a camera and a lens. Wildlife photography, yeah, let's not go down that path. Bird photography, yeah, expensive. But can be done. Like
it's get a little bit dark.
It is getting dark, isn't it? Yeah. So we might wind it up soon. I think we've sort of done what I wanted to do. I just wanted to do those super long exposures. We've got a 5-minute exposure in there. We've got a little bit of ICM, but yeah, this spot isn't great for ICM, to tell the truth. Well, I'm planning one in the Botanic Garden soon, so stick around for that. Yeah, bird photography, I love bird photography. I do. Bird photography, I do enjoy. Again, I've got a 200mm with a 1.4 converter, which gets me, I think on my crop sensor, it's around about the equivalent to 320mm. And it does the jobs. It does the job. Look, and my family will back me up when it comes to animals and wildlife. I prefer to get up close to them. I don't like to sit back and shoot from a distance. I'm one of these people that I need to get up and touch them, yeah, and play with them. So, yeah, which we'll do that. We'll do another wildlife one. Yeah, I did one with the kangaroos, and I had one run at me at one stage. Second-hand lens. Yeah, the art lenses are really good. Yeah, look, again, I'm not a gear person, so I buy what I need. Macro's not something I need. Yes, the 180 to 600 is something that I need, and I'm a bit jealous that you've got that and I haven't. So yeah, I've always wanted a nice big telephoto, and we'll get there one day. We'll get there one day. But like I said, I like to get up close to my animals. I'll get 100 metres in front of you to take my photos, Kerry. So anyway, we will wind it up. It's getting very dark. And yeah, we've got to walk back. So thank you to everyone who joined in. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully there was something in here that you found useful. Yeah, long exposures. That was the main purpose of tonight, was to get long exposures. We did that. Let me know what you're up to for the next week, and info will be good to use my macro lens. Yeah, might even do a macro session soon. So I will keep you up to date. I'm heading off for a few days, actually, heading off for the weekend, and I will be back. I might do a surprise live stream from somewhere very special. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go. So yes, thank you to everyone. We almost lost the light, so Yes, thanks, Matt. Thank you to Matt. Give Matt a thumbs up. Give our daughter a thumbs up. Give Ultimate Son a thumbs up. He's got his birthday coming up as well. So thank you, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.